What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome to the beginning of Black Friday for Marvel Future Fight. So jump right in here. I want to get something clear for the player base, right? Number one, I've seen some of the commentary that's listed underneath the Black Friday check-in events and things like that. And let me be clear. It is a Black Friday sale, not a Black Friday giveaway. So if that's what you were expecting, is for you just to be given items willy-nilly, I hate to inform you, but it's called the Black Friday sale. You know, Walmart does a sale, you know, Best Buy does a sale, Target does a sale during the Black Friday event where hopefully you can get some discounted items, but it is not a giveaway. Now, Marvel Future Fight is actually going to be doing some giveaway events inside of the Black Friday, like we just got off the finishing, where we can all get a transcendent character. If you were able to get some of these loyalty point events as well, you're going to actually be able to get so a transcendent character. There is a difference between the loyalty points inside the shop, however, right? So for instance, when we look at the loyalty points here, we can see the purchase items during the event period and achieve the loyalty point tier to acquire some additional items. So for instance, you can see tier 2 over here, tier 3. It's just some premium hero chest box, not a whole lot to be honest there for purchasing items. We can see that over here, there's some ESO 8. This is probably one of the worst things that I've seen inside here. But when you finally start getting into about tier 5 and tier 6, we can see here you're going to actually be able to get some ODIN'S blessing chests that are available to you. The big thing is going to be that it's not a selector in that sense. Tier 7, you will get some artifacts from all the ones. Hopefully you don't get one that you already have. Tier 8, tier 9, back to the ODIN'S blessings. Tier 10, you're actually going to be able to get a dimension chest of CTP. The thing that sucks about this dimension chest is that it is not a selector, so you could end up with, you know, a CTP of Transcendence or a CTP of Egg, and that would suck. But or refinement or yeah, patience, it would suck, right? Tier 11, tier 12, we're getting into 4 to 6 star artifacts. Be sure that you're probably going to end up with a 4 star artifact all the way up here. Now, when we get to tier 15, you can see that we're actually going to get a mighty CTP from one of the events over here. So that's a nice little step up here. And then you get from tier 15 to 19 some premium comic cards are available to you. This is pretty nice just because the sad part about this is truly, right, is that if you are somebody who is spending this type of money during the Black Friday event, more than likely you don't really need these cards because you probably already have them, you probably spent them. But at the highest level, tier 20, you will get a brilliant CTP. Now, obviously, I think most people are going to want that CTP you know, that CTP to be something that they're going to use. Now, the funny thing that I noticed when we got here to the brilliant CTPs is rage is in here. So we see greed, judgment, regen, you see the patience, we see destruction, energy, authority, and transcendence, but there's no rage inside there. We know that we can now get brilliant CTPs inside there. I didn't even realize this until I just said it, but the mighty doesn't even include the rage as well. That's very odd. It's very odd. Yeah, I don't necessarily like that, but yeah, so those are the ways you're going to earn loyalty points. So the point event is there. Now, there's also a token shop inside the event where you can basically collect these tokens right here. So you can see that these are you're going to get these loyalty points. All right, so it's going to give you loyalty and loyalty points to making those purchases. So that's 50 of those points. And then it's going to give you the loyalty tokens, right? So those are these items right here. That is a little bit different. Some of those things that are going to go to purchasing can be something like here in the power saving theme mode. You can see that's basically going to take 25 of the tokens, these tokens, to basically purchase the Black Panther Wakanda Forever theme, which sucks because we don't got a Black Panther, and I'll probably make another video about it separately aside from this. It's going to suck even more because I don't think that we're going to get a Black Panther uniform anytime soon, especially with the December update coming and looming, and Disney having the Guardians of the Galaxy December holiday special. So I'm expecting that more than likely in the month of December, one of those special costumes and things like that is probably going to be for there. So we went basically throughout the month of November and got no tier 4 Black Panther. We got no uniform, Black Panther uniform, even though there was a Black Panther uniform introduced and so forth. So it is what it is. I'm done complaining about it and moving on. This is the token shop that we do have for getting some of those rewards. So you can see here the Black Panther power saving mode theme. We can see that there's the Black Friday random chests, which will get you some artifacts. I hate the artifact system, if I'm being perfectly honest and legit about that. CTPs are in there, you know, some of the comic cards. We even have some Odin's blessings, just a little bit of everything. Just expect to get something that's not going to be on that sale, but you stand a chance. So I would be very pointed about what I'm going after here, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'd be very pointed about. So other than that, we also have selectors for 6-star artifacts. These are going to be well outside the wheelhouse of most players. You're going to have to be spending, you're going to have to be dropping some serious money on this Black Friday in order to get those 500 tokens. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're spending a lot of money to get a 6-star selector. We also have the mighty CTPs and the selector CTPs, along with premium comic card selectors at 700. That's crazy that a premium comic card, a premium comic card, they rate at 700, while a mighty CTPs at 500. So let you know the importance of your CTPs or your comic cards and how they help your account overall. Now, there is an event quest that's inside here for the players. I want you to be aware of this because it's important that you complete these events over the next 6 days. Basically, completing the event shop will get you these 2022 Black Friday event tokens. And you can see inside the event shop, here is where you, the player who is complaining about getting something for free, can purchase a Black Friday tier 3 character Black Friday quest, right? So basically, you're going to be able to unlock any one of these characters inside here and get them to tier 3. Captain America, Captain America, Hulk. These are really decent items. Tier 3s if you don't have them, especially tier 4s. Iron Man, probably, you know, Black Widow is inside there. Thor, these are really good tier 3s. Options over here, they're free to play. I mean, here you go. Black Bolt is sitting in there, probably one of the better Universal characters in the game right now. His uniform is absolutely insane. Or if you want to plan it out for something else because you already have these, but these are the tier 3 selectors you have now. Unfortunately for me, I already have most of these tier 3s. So this kind of sucks. It's one of those events that just like, yeah, okay, I already have you at tier 3. I don't really need these. But I'm a veteran. I've been playing the game for far too long, apparently, I guess, to be rewarded with that. Yeah, so that's what that is there. So now let's jump into some of this. I'm going to break down all these things in other videos related to this, but I wanted to give you guys some of the overview of some of the stuff that's currently going on in the game. Now, you immediately down here, you're going to see that there is this secret shop, right? And I wanted to specifically talk about the secret shop because this is a whale's dream, and this is not for pretty much 99% of the players, right? You do have the ability to get over here to get your selectors and so forth, and you basically, it's like playing bingo, right? You basically unlock across a row, and as you unlock across a row, you basically get those rewards. So if it's like 5, 10, blah, 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 you'll get the Odin's blessings over here. If it's like going across here, you'll get the potential enhancement ticket. That's the way it works, right? But you're selecting these items and basically you're purchasing into those. So like, I'm hoping that basically with this, within the next 15 minutes, I'll purchase these 450 for 450 crystals, the 250 essence of dimension. And here we go with these. Now, the problem with the secret shop, in my opinion, realistically, is that unfortunately, I feel like some of these items are overweighted. There hasn't been a rebalancing in terms of the weighting of these items, right? Meaning like, is 250 essence of dimension really worth 450 crystals? No, it's not. It really isn't. And what I mean by that is that if I was to go over here to story mode, because the essence of dimension is already sitting inside the shop, right? Like I can go over here, basically play every day, do my my story mode content, and then as a reward for any of these combination of fragments inside here, I could basically come in and combine a fragment, and then I could hopefully, you know, I mean, it's a chance, you know, better chance than not that I can get these essence of dimensions, and I can get almost probably like 250 from there. So it's not really worth it, in my opinion, that 450 crystals is basically paying for 250 essence of dimensions. So the secret shop is not something that I advise that you, the normal player, you know, not your top 1% have at it. You can purchase whatever hell you want to, but that's not going to be worth it of value to me. I don't think that's going to be worth it of value to a lot of players. But, you know, hey, I can't tell you what to do with what you got. So you do that yourself. So they also gave us 10 Black Friday tokens inside the shop. We got the Black Friday celebration festival that has begun. So you can see this one over here. We basically acquire the celebration festivals for those tokens that I showed you. Everybody will get a tier 3 as long as you complete those events. We also have the Black Friday celebration check-in rewards. We're receiving all of those items. All uniforms in the game are 50% off. That's great. That is really, really great, right? Crystal purchase characters are 30% off. Crystal distribution events. So basically, if you purchase crystals right now in the shop, there's a 50% addition to those. So if you purchase 12,000 crystals, you'll get 6,000 crystals on top of that, right? We got dimension chests. Those are 40% discounted events right now. The Black Friday loyalty point event is up inside the shop. We got everyday boost points distribution that basically are going to be pushed more, will be sent every day for the noon push notification. So that should help you complete some of those events like World Boss pretty quick, Giant Boss Raid, excuse me. Unequipped costs are basically 50% for ESO 8 artifacts, common cards, custom gears, everything is 50% off. World Boss unlock events, they're 50% off. If you can't just unlock the bosses because you have the characters and the means to do it, you probably shouldn't be paying the 50% to unlock them either. We have the CTP Reforging Super Success 3 Chance Up event that's currently going. You know how that event is really not worth it. We have the surprise vibranium gift chest that will also be distributed, so that's good, right? Those are all the events that have essentially started today, right? So don't forget that we do have the Transcendent Selector that's coming inside here for you as well. So we're at D-Day, so that'll, I think everybody will get it at today or something like that, I think it is. And then we have the Black Friday Secret Shop, what I just went over for you guys. So pay attention to those. Those are pretty much all the rewards that are currently going on. Make sure you collect these Black Friday events. So now let's go over some of the items inside the shop specifically with just my first impressions of those items. Well, I guess it's not really first impression because I did see the notification earlier today, and I'll give you a breakdown of some of the deals that are currently inside here. So basically, we've got the Black Friday Reforged packs that are currently inside there. Now, what are you getting? Now, you're paying $50 essentially in order to collect a Reforged CTP of energy, right? Now, it could either be a brilliant or it could be a mighty, but more than likely, we know what it's going to be. You're basically paying $50 for a mighty CTP at the best, so it's going to be up to you to decide whether or not that $49.99 is worth it. With 100 crystals inside there, I don't weight these CTPs that valuable anymore. I really don't. Hard to say that I do in terms of that. You will gain 50 of the points inside there if you want to, but I don't know that this is necessarily a good purchase and buy for a lot of people. Like you can see here is an 80% chance to get a mighty CTP versus a 20% chance of that brilliant CTP. So you know you're going to end up with a mighty, right? And the fact is that do you value a mighty at $50? I don't. That's just my opinion. So we've got that for a bunch of those. It's the Reforged Regeneration, Judgment, the Authority, the Destruction, Greed. I highly suggest stay away from that one. And to be honest with you, it's just not worth it to me. I don't see the point in it. If you really need them, sure, go ahead, have at it. You've got the money to spend, sure, go ahead, have at it. But I don't think for the majority of players that that's worth it. So then we have the Black Friday Craft Combine pack inside here. So basically with this pack, you're going to be able to collect 4 of the premium comic cards along with 5,000 of the card crafting cubes and 2,000 crystals. You'll get 100 loyalty points as well. You know, the Black Friday loyalty points plus 100 of those. Now it is $100, so you can see what I mean by if you wanted to get that 700 for those comic cards, blah blah blah. You see why it's expensive, because one point is basically to $1. It's not really worth it, guys. Realistically, to be honest, you know, if you have that kind of money to basically be spending on these things, then the odds are you already have it. That's the truth of the matter. So then we got the $49.99 $50 Black Friday Tier 3 Selector pack inside here. It comes with 1,000 crystals. So you can basically reduce this by like $10, and then you can see the selector of the characters is there. Now, I think this is not necessarily a bad purchase. However, I won't make this purchase simply because a lot of the characters that are in here are mostly free to play characters. They're characters that most veterans and most players are going to have. And if you're a beginning player, I don't think there's a big incentive for you to basically purchase tier 3 characters who are free to play. I just don't see the point in that. So I don't necessarily see it. And not to mention, it's only 1,000 crystals in there. This is what I mean by they haven't really weighted the value of some of these things in order to, re-weighted them rather. Because think about it in this way. In the same regard that we're basically looking at tier 3 selector, we're still looking at a transcendent potential selector for $50 as well. I get it. Transcendence characters are not necessarily lesser than tier 3s, at least not all of them. But on average, I wouldn't be charging the same price for the next tier. It's not like it's supposed to be awakened transcendent characters and tier 3 on the same level. It's really supposed to be transcendence, then tier 3, then tier 4. But yeah, I don't think that they're worth it the same thing. Now, we do have the Black Friday 7-year anniversary pack. This is really just a relabel, if I'm being 100% honest, because we've seen these before. Matter of fact, I think inside Marvel Future Revolution, we've seen them. You're getting 12,000 crystals. So if you plan on purchasing crystals because you really need crystals, this might be of value to you, right? Because one item purchase required, so I'm gonna basically have to purchase this one over here, get the 12,000 crystals with some of these materials. I'm really making the purchase for the crystals, guys. That's what I'm really purchasing here is the crystals. Probably the crystals. You know what? These materials are not really that big. But if I purchase this gives me the option for another $99. I can get 13,000 crystals, right? And I can get a selector CTP over here. I can get a 5-star selector artifact. I really like the idea that it's a selector for both of these. And then it's a selector premium comic card. I think it's a selector. And then you get the gold over here as well. So this one's not so bad if you're like a player that's just beginning out, want to be able to get some items and basically have, especially if you're going to be purchasing uniforms and taking advantage of them. This is probably not such a bad deal inside here for $200 if that's what you got to spend on the game and drop it, right? I don't necessarily think that it should just be one or the other that you're basically purchasing, or just let me purchase both. I shouldn't have to purchase this one item in order to do it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So then we come over here, we've got the Black Friday Relay Pack. I've never advocated for any player to be purchasing the Relay Pack. That's just the bottom line truth. Now, I do believe that the Relay Packs are value dollar because of the crystal to dollar value. So you can see here's $5 for 550 crystals. So you're getting a little bit more for your money in the game that way. We've got $10 over here, and you can see the step up of rewards. To be perfectly honest with you, like I said before, some of these rewards are way overweighted. Like if I came over here and I looked at this, like the advanced potential transcendent ticket, right? So these are overweighted in my opinion, right? Like if I come over here, the premium comic card is selector is really nice if you're just missing out on comic cards for some reason. And the 6-star artifact selector is really nice if you just really got like I would love to have a 6-star artifact card selector, so that way I can just directly go after like one of these artifacts for a character like Thor. Any of the characters that I'm really invested in. Black Bolt, I would love to throw a 6-star artifact on Black Bolt. Here goes the really bad thing about selector things, though, right? Is that I can still hit the selector, get the Black Bolt artifact, and then still end up with an artifact that's not necessarily 100% useful for Black Bolt, because it could come with justice or destruction instead of, being order or something like that. So it kind of sucks in that regard, right? And then the weighted value of some of these extra components in here, not necessarily there. But basically, the good thing about these is that it's $99 and you're getting 15,000 crystals. You're really just paying for the crystals. And so the rest is extra. But the means to get to here means that you're spending $200 to $50 to $80 to $90, $295, $300 basically in order to get to that end item. So if you got the money, go ahead. This is up to you. So we do have the Black Friday gift box, and so we've seen these before. They come around with every new character update, with every new And this is not necessarily bad, right? Because we jump inside here, and if you really want to be able to get like the Black Panther Wakanda Forever token, this is a good way to basically purchase those out. You'll get some trinkle of items inside here. More than likely, you're gonna end up with gold and energy, and realistic, you're gonna end up with these black antimatter and the Norn Stones of Chaos, right? But I can get these items that could help me advance characters in the game if I get really lucky as a I don't really need these, but beginning players in the game would need these mega rank up tickets and these tier 2 advancement tickets. So that way, you know, you can then end up with these tokens. So like purchasing this 10 times would net you 30 tokens, right? Well, they gave you 10, so you only need 15 of these in order to do it, so you can make 5 purchases. Or I can come over here and I can purchase 3 of them and I can still get 30 tokens. And now I can go back to the token shop and basically spin these inside there to get some of those items. So it's not necessarily a bad thing there. Now, something that was really interesting to me that they put inside the game, I was really wondering why they didn't put man, I can't remember, but the other cards inside here. So you can basically purchase now in bulk the Black Friday for Black Friday, the comic cards from as a set, right? So like if you were to go into your comic cards, these comic cards come as a set inside of here, right? And then we're getting a dimension chest for premium comic cards as well. So you're basically playing for 1 premium comic card and then the set of cards directly from there and crystals. I would say this is pretty valuable because comic cards have a big impact on your game overall. Like if you come inside here, this affects your overall card pool, you know, your overall collection. And this is probably one of the biggest paths that you really want to get to. And one of the things that you miss out on if you don't collect the sets specifically is some of these, you know, account-wide bonuses that come. So for instance, like the Secret Wars set will give you 3% on your max HP. That's a really good, decent effect. Purchasing the Monsters Unleashed will give you an addition of plus 5%. And all of these have a set effects that could be very, very big on your account. Like if I was to look at some of these options in here, like the Monsters or the Unbelievable Gwenpool, the Avengers Origins, All Basic Attack, the Amazing Spider-Man, Ant-Man and Wasp, the Uncanny Avengers, these are all great sets. Now, the ones that aren't included here is the art book set. So I don't know why they didn't do that. They should have put the art book one in there too. It's a nice all basic attack increase. It's really good. I don't know. I remember missing out on this Future Fight 30th anniversary. It still pisses me off to this day that I missed out on that one. I didn't collect the card is what happened. That was all it was. I had taken a little bit of a break from the game. But those comic cards have very big, significant impacts on how you play the game. So me looking at these, knowing that you're getting 5,500 crystals in the first place, right? I see this as a valuable, worthwhile endeavor because not only are you getting the comic card sets, which are going to give you an account-wide boost, you're also getting the addition of a premium comic card and 5,500 crystals. So I would really consider these if you're a new player starting out and you're looking to basically play some catch up. You're going to purchase crystals anyways. This might be the place for you to purchase to make the purchase of those crystals. $50 for 5,500 crystals with the addition of some of the rest inside here. It's pretty nice, I have to say. I didn't realize till just now that the only set in here that includes the premium comic card is the Monsters pack. Why did they do that? Why didn't all of them include the That's odd. Yeah, it's odd. It's odd. I don't know what it is. So next up, we got the Black Friday's Odin Blessing Pack, $50 for you to basically get, I think it's 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Odin's Blessings. 5 million gold. Who cares about the gold? 5 million gold is really easy to get. And then 2,000 crystals. Yeah, this is going to be one of those sets that's going to allow, you know, mega whales to top off on their Odin's Blessings. Not necessarily something I'm going to tell you to invest in right away. Yeah, because basically putting Odin's Blessings on a character is like topping off on a character, right? Like I'm going to get it to its max potential, min-max stat. If you're not going to go that full investment of the way, it probably isn't a reason to do that. And half the time, to be honest with you, it's really not needed. Like that Odin's Blessing could top out on a lot of stuff, but it's not going to really matter but so much. You know what I mean? Like if you were to look at like my Captain America sitting inside here, right? Like I've got I just basically got the bare minimum physical attack, blessings and stuff like that, right? But then if I go inside my details over here for this, you can see things like attack speed, crit rate, crit damage, ignore defense, movement speed, reduce cooldown, even dodge are all already capped. So the only thing that I'm looking to add on to this character is going to basically make the character any better. It would be like HP Odin's blessings or the physical attack Odin's blessings, so that way I can top out on these things. But realistically, the comic cards have way more of effect on the character than anything else. The same thing with the uniform. So I would say invest in the comic cards, then the uniforms, and then and only then your Odin's blessings, because you are choosing to top out on a character in that way. Just my opinion, but that's entirely up to you for how you view it, right? Next up, we got the type enhancement kit. This is completely bullshit. I would not touch this at all. Just go and play the story mode. Just go and play the story mode. Realistically, if you go and play the story mode, you're going to end up with quite a few of these enhancement kits. You'll end up with quite a few of the type enhancers, so that way you can probably level up characters from there. This is completely worthless and overrated in my opinion. There's not a lot of reason at all here. Maybe if you were getting 5,500 crystals with this, and nah, I can't even justify that. It's not worth it. Skip that one completely. Black Friday Awaken ESO 8 Selector Kit. Like, guys, for real, this is what we're doing now. Ignore this shit. Ignore it. This to me wouldn't even be worth it if it was like $5. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. This wouldn't even be worth it to me if it was $5. Yeah, skip that shit. Skip it hard. I don't get that one. I don't get it. So then we do have some crystal purchases inside here for our free-to-play players. I didn't want to skip over these. Now notice that you're not going to generate any Black Friday loyalty points inside here for these for the event, because you're purchasing it for crystals and you're not really genning up money for the game in that way. But for 3,000 crystals, you can basically get a 6-star Mega Rake Up ticket, Tier 2 Mega Advancement ticket, and some Celestial Essence. I don't think that this is necessarily a worthwhile investment for free-to-play players to go in on. I don't see it. But it is a way to advance some characters. For 6,000 crystals, you could get some level, the potential enhancements, superior potential realization, the tier 3 advancement ticket, and the celestial essence. So here goes the thing with this, right, is that I would essentially need to have a tier 2 character and be looking down the barrel of not having enough materials to get that character from tier 2 to tier 3. Now I can use the tier 3 advancement ticket to get to the rest of the way. The question is going to be, how valuable is that going to be for you in terms of making that at a $6,000 purchase? I don't necessarily know that that's there. You'd probably be doing better to just go back to the beginning over here and make the investment in the Black Friday tier 3 selector for $50 instead. Understand that you might not have it, so the $50, I guess it's worth it, you know, if you're a free-to-play player. So those are pretty much all the events. Now they did put some of the loyalty points and things like that on some of the previous items that we've had inside the shop, so you can look at making those purchases if you want to as well. What else did they have in here? I know there was some other stuff inside here that I really want to point out to you guys in the video. So one of the things that is discounted inside the shop as well is the what do you call those? It's the characters. So I can't show it to you because I have all the characters. Oh, well, no, here it goes. Okay, so like all of your characters that are inside the shop, Iceman, Blue Dragon, like Emma Frost, Sabretooth, Mystique, all of these characters are now discounted as well inside the shop. To be honest with you, Blue Dragon, she's got her tier 4, so she could be worthwhile investment. I haven't played with her at tier 4. She's not one of the characters I specifically need. Iceman's pretty trash. Emma Frost can be pretty strong for you inside the PvP meta. Sabretooth is falling off, and Mystique is a great support character. So out of those characters, if you're going to purchase any of those at the time, I would probably say Emma, Blue Dragon, and then Mystique, or probably Emma, Mystique, Blue Dragon, even though Blue Dragon has a tier 4. Along with that, you can see the crystal bonuses that are inside the shop. So basically, like for $2.99 right now, I can purchase that normal 330 crystals, but I'll get an additional 191 crystals on top of that. So it's really, really nice, right? So even over here, I can make the purchases for 550 crystals, but I'll get an additional 317 crystals. So basically, whatever the crystal is that you're purchasing, you'll get an additional 50% of those crystals. So this is a great time of the year to basically engage in this, because like if you really just want crystals throughout the year, then this would be one of those avenues for you to go, so that way you're stacked up on. Because for instance, like I think I did it last year, they had the event in the shop where you could basically, for like, it was $1.99 and it was like an investment on a year, and you got 25 crystals every day, I think it was, for the whole entire year. Really great investment, right? Because of that, I made a purchase because I thought it was a great deal. I thought it was a great giveaway for players to go throughout the year. So I invested as well in purchasing like the $100 worth of crystals over here, which basically netted me like an additional 8,125 crystals, was basically almost like 19,000, 20,000 crystals, right? 20,000 crystals will get you a lot of costumes inside the shop, especially at 50% off. The thing is that like the thing I always hate about the shop costumes is that we know that power creep happens and those costumes might die out over time. So you really want to look at support characters, costumes that, you know, are going to get you something in the long run, because regardless of whether that character's power creep teeters out, that support will help you out in the end. So take a look at those, because I think they are of value. Like I really do. I think they are. The crystal purchase shop could be highly advantageous for a lot of players to engage in. That's my opinion about it, right? On top of that, I don't have them, so I probably can't see them inside the shop. But there are some characters that were previous, and I can't remember the name of the game mode, but like what were they? Abomination, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Professor X, and there's one other character I can't remember, that was in the shop. And basically you'll be able to get those characters at purchase price points now as well. Do I feel like they're valuable to make those purchases for those characters? I don't think any of those characters have any weighted value in the current meta and standards, and I don't even think that you need them in terms of support, so I don't really think that they're worth it for you to go after. But that's pretty much your Black Friday in a nutshell. I promise that I am going to break down these events in separate smaller videos, so that way you have an idea better about whether or not you should spend your money in those things. But hopefully this video gets to you sooner rather than later, so that way you're equipped with enough information to go for it and do good things at the bare minimum if you watch the whole thing. Otherwise, I would wait to see what everybody else's opinion about these certain segmented pieces. Until next time, guys, peace.